Whoops. There we go. Hey, hello everybody. Happy Saturday. Look at all this production value indeed, Rodbot. We're back for another episode of Heir Saturdays. Playing King's Quest 3 to Heir Is Human today. Hope everybody's doing well. I'm having a bit of an allergy situation today, so hopefully, hopefully things are okay and I don't sneeze all over the screen or something. I don't know. So, hey, let's get this started. This is where it gets fun. This is where Sierra's games actually started to get a little bit more creative and ambitious and a little less basic, let's say. This game came out in 1986. It was released for the Amiga, the Apple II, Apple IIgs, Atari ST, Macintosh, and relevant to our interests, MS-DOS. And it was later, it was re-released the following year in kind of like a slightly better version of the AGI engine for MS-DOS, which is the version we're going to be playing today. It was still part of Sierra's, their early AGI games. That's Adventure Game Interpreter. That's their scripting engine that they made all these early parser-based games with. And I don't know if I pointed this out before, but like all those other ones, it required a whopping, King's Quest 3 required a whopping 256K of RAM at the time. So it was beefy. Now, this game, I should point out before we start, you'll sort of get an idea of this from the intro, but this game is actually kind of controversial when it came out. People didn't understand. You play as a character named Gwyddion, who is an enslaved teen to this evil wizard, and people looked at it and they went, "Who is what? Who is this? Who is this character? Why am I playing as him? What does this have to do with anything? Where's King Graham? Where's Daventry? Where's any of that? What does this have to do with King's Quest?" And not to spoil too much, I mean, it is kind of in the subtitle, but it does connect to the rest of the King's Quest series. So yeah, people were like, what the hell? And this was before, like, hint lines. This was before hint books. This was before there were strategy guides and, the internet and everything, and you had really no way of figuring it out other than just playing the game. So people were annoyed back then at this. But this was certainly the most ambitious King's Quest game to date, and I think one of the better games in the series. And let's see, we'll dive right in. Oh, I should say that the subtitle, I forgot to mention this when I did King's Quest 2, but Roberta Williams loves her punny subtitles. King's Quest 2 was Romancing the Throne, which was a take on Romancing the Stone, which was a popular Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas adventure movie, kind of vaguely Indiana Jonesy, but more comical, from 1984. And this game, To Heir, H-E-I-R, Heir Is Human, heir to the throne, heir to something, a take on the old proverb, to err, E-R-R, heir is human, to forgive divine, right? Is that it? To err is human, to forgive divine. So the subtitle of this game was just a play on that. So, and yeah, the box, I should, before we start, there's a box. That nice slip cover. And, yep, all my discs. Got the manual. This was before they started including all the fun stuff in the boxes. We'll start getting to some of that next week with Space Quest. But yep. And actually, before I start the game, we should talk about the manual a bit because that's important. Let me show you here. Where's it at? There we go. This is the King's Quest 3 manual. And this manual, this was the first time that a Sierra game had manual-based copy protection. All the games up through now, and in fact, all the AGI games, and all the AGI games after it, would have, they would require like a key disk. So if you installed the game to your hard drive, when you started it, you would have to say, please insert disk 1 and drive A, and you would have to insert the disk to prove you owned it, right? And so this manual, I mean, it presents kind of the story of the game, right? And it's got some little tips here. But the most important part of it is there are all these annoyingly written instructions for how to prepare magic spells in the book The Sorcery of Old, which is the wizard's spell book that you encounter later in the game. And as you'll see, the game demands that you prepare spells following these directions very, very specifically to the letter. If you got anything wrong, you died, right? So you had to basically transcribe half the manual during the game, right? And that was perhaps the one area where this game doesn't age well. So I will be referring back to those instructions as we go here. Why don't I start up the game? Let's see here. And the hint book, the hint books for these games at the time, they had invisible ink. So you got like a pen with them, and you would like rub the pen over the lines that you wanted to reveal, and that's how you would get the hints. They weren't just all visible. You had to kind of find what you wanted and reveal it. And later they used one of those those red strips that you look through, and then later on they just abandoned all that and just gave you a straight hint book. So yeah, that's that. Now let's see. There we go. And here, once again, I have a launcher script for the game that I've written. We're going to be using the MIDI enhanced patch that I've applied to all the AGI games to make the sound a bit more appealing. So it's not just speaker beeps and boops. So here we go. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I'm getting sniffly here. Al Lowe's wife, Margaret Lowe, actually did the music for this game. And Al Lowe, this was actually one of his early games that he programmed. One of this, along with Black Cauldron, was the earliest AGI game that he programmed. And he got him to realize, adults are actually interested in these games. Let's see what else we can do for them. And that's what got him on to go start thinking about Leisure Suit Larry. Alright, here we go. Here's the opening movie, as it were. Gwyddion is a lonely lad of 17 who has lived for as long as he can remember with an evil and cruel wizard by the name of Manannan. Gwyddion gazes upon the countryside of Ludor with longing, wishing he were free to leave, but alas, such is not the case. Manannan treats the poor boy like his slave, ordering about, constantly threatening him, and refusing to ever let him leave the premises. Often Gwyddion wonders who he really is and how he came to live with the old wizard, but Manannan offers no help in that area. Right, yeah, where the heck is Graham, right? That's what people were saying when they saw this. They were like, what is this? Suddenly, the front door opens and out stalks Manannan, the wizard. Gwyddion, he shouts harshly. Uh-oh. Gwyddion rushes to his side, afraid he may be in trouble. Why are you not working, boy? The wizard sneers. Gwyddion mumbles a faint reply. The kitchen floor is filthy, Manannan grumbles. Go sweep it now. Turning on his heel, the wizard re-enters the house, slamming the door behind him. So this dude's kind of a jerk. Such is the story of young Gwydion's life to this point. What's a poor boy to do? Oh well. In resignation, Gwyddion obediently follows Manannan into the house. And is this the one where the wizard that randomly shows up and kills you? It's not randomly. I'm gonna explain that. Actually, let's see. Alright. Let me move my window over here. Now. Oh boy. Here we go. So let me explain the timer in this game. So we're walking around here. This is Manannan's house. I'm just gonna get a few items we need. Pick up the little tin cup and carry it with you. Actually, let's look around first here. This is the kitchen of the wizard's house. Other than your own bedchamber, this is the only place in the house that you feel you can call your own. The wizard rarely enters the kitchen on cold days. The fireplace is a cozy place to sit. Now, you want to get some meat. There's 3 pieces of food there. It's kind of hard to tell. I'm gonna get all the food. Oops. Now, the wizard asks us to sweep the kitchen. So, I'm going to do that. The wizard will appear at certain points in the game and ask you to do chores. And if you don't, he'll punish you. He'll, there's different hilarious little amusing punishments. He'll, turn you into a snail or something, if you don't listen to what he says. But he appears at certain intervals. And that timer up there, that clock is always active on the screen. And the wizard follows a schedule. Okay? And let's see. You take the carving knife and the iron rack. And get the spoon. You take the wooden spoon from the iron rack and keep it with you. And over here, on a shelf, the kitchen shelf holds many ingredients and kitchen implements for cooking. One useful item that catches your eye is the clay bowl you use for all of your mixing. Okay. So I'm just getting a few items I know we'll need. You retrieve the clay bowl from the kitchen shelf and take it with you. Now, part of the trickiness of this game was kind of understanding how the timer worked. And how it works is this. When that clock hits 5 minutes, he's going to come and tell me that he's taking a journey. He's going away. And he will not return until the clock hits the 30-minute mark, which means that I am free at that point to do whatever it is I need to do without arousing his suspicion. The wizard is writing at his desk. He looks up from his work and greets you with a scowl. "Boy, you know I don't like you to enter my private study, especially when I'm writing," he growls. "Leave now or I'll make you leave." "You aren't to be in this room without my permission," Manannan says gruffly. "Go find something to do." "Look at this. You've been neglecting my chickens again, Gwyddion. Feed them and quickly." My goodness. You open the front door of the house and go outside. Whoops. Whoops. Oh my god. What? You only need the chicken feed if you want to feed the chickens. Oh my god. What is, whoops. Do I have to go outside and get it? I don't even remember. Here, let me save the game. Oh, there we go. Oh, I thought I had to maybe go inside to do it. That doesn't make any sense. Alright, chickens are fed. Great. So, unfortunately, there's not really much to do until the wizard leaves. Incidentally, Manannan is in Irish mythology is a god of the sea / ferryman of the dead. He's sort of like if Greek mythology laid off Charon and then made Poseidon pick up the slack. And Gwyddion, I believe, is a hero / magician in I think Welsh mythology. So let's see. Here's Gwydion's room. You've always admired this lovely tapestry. It adds one of the few bright spots to this dreary house. Does it always say that in this room? Oh, I guess so. Here, I'll show you a little Easter egg. You lift the bottom of the tapestry and peer behind it. The wall is filled with cracks. You can see why Manannan would hang a tapestry here. There are also dozens of charcoal scribbled drawings, diagrams, maps, and notes to programmers with the legend King's Quest IV, but you're uninterested in this, since you presently have your hands full with King's Quest III. You lower the tapestry and smooth out the wrinkles. So here is Gwydion's room, and I'll show you this a little later, but there are certain items where they're marked in your inventory with an asterisk, and if the wizard is home and you have them in your inventory, he'll just kill you, and you have to hide them under your bed before he comes back home. And then, yeah, over here, there's the wizard's bedroom. He might ask you to clean it up sometimes. He has different chores he asks you to do. And then up here, I don't know if he killed, I hope he, oh. You see Manannan spying on the poor citizens of Ludor. He grunts, clicks his tongue, and mutters to himself. He is spying so intensely he hasn't noticed you. Oh. They are going to regret this. Alright. Old man yells at Cloud. And yeah, he is a very big fan of pink, you're right. So what I want to do... Here we go. Out of my way, Gwyddion. Jeez. Oh, yes, sir. By the way, do you like Gwydion's Cyclops sunglasses? Look how cool he looks. Alright. I don't know why they did that to his face. Well, doesn't he... Was that his notice? Usually he'll be like, I'm taking a journey, Gwyddion. Here, let's save again. Is he gone? Is it unfortunate that I was just there? I was right next to where he spawned, and he gave me a different message than I am going away. Let's see if he shows up to, like, teleport me. Because this is the path down to, Oh, yeah. See, this is what happens when he catches you. Manannan's eyes narrow to slits. Gwyddion, you are forbidden to be here. I have a good mind to... His face softens as he continues. Well, maybe next time. For now, go home. Okay, so... Let's, go back to where we were. Well, when is he gonna leave? Is it maybe at 6? 6 minutes? I don't know. I'm not sure. But part of this, the thing that sucks about this game is the waiting. Waiting around for the evil wizard to leave you alone. You know what, I kind of wonder if I actually bugged the game. Here. We're going to restore to an earlier one. There. Let's do this again. And then maybe stay out of his way when he shows up. Again. Jeez. As if this is not already going to take enough time. Well, there you go. I've possibly discovered a bug. There are actually there are 2 remakes of this game. One is they're both point and click, like VGA remakes. 256 color games. He's just checking on me. Don't you have better things to do with your time? Oh, no. Oh, never mind. But there's one VGA version by Infamous Adventures and one by AGD Interactive. They're both free to download and play. One of them I actually reviewed for Computer Gaming World when it came out, but they have a bunch of kind of quality of life upgrades, including the ability to sleep in your bed and pass the time. Like you can make the clock advance when you're just waiting around. Yeah, there's a lot of waiting around here. There is, I mean, if you had the game at the time and you kind of didn't know what you were doing, there were a lot of points where you'd probably be like, I feel strapped for time because I don't know when he's going to come back and I don't know if I've finished everything. But it is actually possible to finish most of what you need to do to get rid of him within one cycle, if you will, of his travels. Okay. I'm just going to stay down here, and he should pop up and be like, I'm leaving. See that cat? I'm actually going to grab that cat and tear its fur out. Make a mustache with some syrup. Have I just broken this game? What is going on? This is not entertaining at all. What is this guy's issue? See that cat? He can actually knock you downstairs and kill you. It's a fun way to die in a Sierra game. Death by cat. You know, I probably should have just I should have made some saves ahead of time to be like, nah, we're skipping past the boring stuff. But I didn't do that. If you take a long time, does that bring down the score? No, it doesn't. The issue with taking a long time is that every time the wizard comes back from... So he'll in theory, he'll be here for 5 minutes, and then he'll say, I'm going on a journey. 25 minutes later, he'll come back, and he'll say, I'm hungry, feed me. And as you saw, the items we took from the kitchen, there was bread, meat, and fruit. You have 3 meals you can feed him. And, spoiler, but there's a 4th one that you feed him in order to get rid of him. And if you have gone through 4 cycles without kind of getting rid of him, when he comes home and asks you to feed him, if you don't do it, he'll kill you. So you that's sort of like a soft enrage timer, if you will. So you do kind of have a time limit in that regard. So here we go. Gwyddion, I have decided to take a journey. Okay. Great. Okay. Oh, you stupid cat. Ugh. Now I gotta chase the cat. Oh my god, why? Ugh. This dumb cat is not, well, here. We'll get the cat later. Yeah, he's terrible. Yeah, if he kills you, then he has to cook, right? Then who's gonna feed him? Huh? Yeah, exactly. So, now that he's gone, I have until 30 minutes to do what I need to do. So let's see. You look at Manana's elegant bedchamber. You see fine furnishings from a regal bed to a beautifully carved closet. You can't help but compare this handsome room to your own meager cubicle. There's a small drawer in the front of the mahogany vanity. In the vanity drawer are many uninteresting items, although the widow's hand mirror may come in handy. You grab it, then close the drawer. Oh, you're mine now, cat. Ha! Nimbly, you grab the nasty cat by the scruff of its neck, avoiding its needle-sharp claws. Now that you have it, what are you going to do with it? I don't know why there's even a situation where the cat slips away from you. Why would they do that? Now we get the cat hair. 30 minutes on the clock. When the clock hits 30 minutes, he will return. So I have until then to do what I need to do. You manage to pluck some fur before he viciously scratches and leaps from your arms. With grim satisfaction, you survey your wounds. Stupid cat, you scoff. Whether you know it or not, you just helped me. But, well, Gwyddion can't really know that. I know that cat hair is a spell component. He doesn't, though. Sequence breaking, man. I haven't even discovered that stuff yet. Alright, let's see. The detestable cat leaps from your arms, snarling and screeching. Open drawer. You find baubles and trinkets, which do not interest you. Suddenly your eye falls on something that does. A vial labeled rose petal essence, which you eagerly take. Excuse me. In the closet, you see voluminous velvet robes, satin slippers, peaked hats, and soft linen gowns. Now, I kind of think that this is nonsense a little bit. That, you know, you have to, like, move clothes. Or maybe look. Let's see, look behind clothes works. You're startled to discover an ancient parchment scroll. Its ink is faded, but it seems to be a map. Taking the treasure, you leave everything else exactly as it was. And of course, we want to close it. Leave everything looking at least, you know, somewhat similar here. Now we'll go up here, up to the observatory. And you have entered the musty tower of the old wizard's house. A polished brass telescope is directed out a window. From here, Manan spies upon the poor occupants of Ludor. And of course, over here, there's something on the floor. You see nothing on the dusty floor but a dead fly. Of course, this being an adventure game, everything's important. You pick up the dead fly and drop it into your hand. Disgustedly, you look at it. I don't want to carry around a dead fly, you think. Picking off its wings, you throw the rest away. Man, this guy doesn't even know why I'm getting this, but he's like, oh, let's tear off its wings. That would be cool. Hey. Oh, you know what? I forgot something. I forgot something in here. You run a hand along the top of the closet. Suddenly you touch something metallic. Grabbing it, you discover a small brass key. What could it unlock? So, let's see. Whoops. Now we want to go outside. And you open the front door of the house and go outside. Oh, here's why I wanted to go inside. That's right. You want to get the chicken. Little varmint scoots out of reach. Little varmint scoots out of reach. Little varmint scoots out of reach. Ah, got you. You managed to catch a chicken. But what are you going to do with it? Well, why, I know I want to take the feather. Tucking the chicken firmly under one arm, you gently pluck a small feather, then let it go. And I imagine if you were playing through this normally at the time, you had the manual right there with you, and you were carefully looking through it being like, okay, this is a list of spell components. I know I need this, and this. Okay, where can I get those? Right? So you were sort of thinking like, oh, chicken feather. Let me go get the chicken feather outside because there's chickens outside. Right? So that's how you would have played the game at the time. And now, go back inside. We will unlock the cabinet. You unlock the oaken cabinet using the brass key, the one I found on top of Manannan's closet. Inside you find the wizard's magic wand. You take it with you knowing it could mean death if he finds it missing. After closing the door, you carefully relock it. And then if you look around here, let's see, Manannan is very private with his study. He doesn't like you poking around. The huge oak desk is covered with his writing implements. An oak cabinet is in the corner. There is a chart on the rear wall. The bookshelves are filled with books on every subject. The wizard fancies himself to be quite a scholar. Let's look at the chart. The chart has no meaning to you. Now that would have been a good place to be like, the Kingdom of Daventry is on the chart. They could have had an opportunity to do that. The unfortunate thing is you can actually miss a bunch of the exposition in this game. Like, and not even realize it's there. And then get to the end and be like, oh, that came out of nowhere. Let's see. So many books line the bookshelf. You wonder when Manannan has time to read them all. Titles cover many subjects, from ancient Arabic mythology to a study of the heavens to the philosophies of Socrates. That's kind of weird that Arabic mythology and the philosophies of Socrates, like, is this the real world? Where does this take place? Does Socrates exist in Daventry? And we're somehow supposed to know... Wow, let's look at the floor. It doesn't look interesting. Well, as you can see, there's a little section of the floor there to my left that looks like a trap door. You're supposed to know that you move one of the books, and then you push the large book aside, revealing a metal lever attached to the back of the bookshelf. You pull the lever, and the trapdoor opens, revealing steep stone steps leading into darkness. And now we go down here into the secret lab of Manannan. So, you look in awe around this torchlit underground room. It appears to be a laboratory, a wizard's laboratory. Against the earthen walls, there are rows of shelves holding numerous jars which contain strange, unknown ingredients. The shelves also hold skeletons of small animals and birds, some human skulls and bones, and other odd instruments whose use you do not know. Against the earth wall is a massive oak table with a spacious worktop. The narrow stone steps lead up to the wizard's study. So now we look at the shelf. You curiously gaze at the strange jars of ingredients, the animal and human bones, and other odd implements which line the rows of shelves. You see jars of ingredients resting on labeled shelves. Shelves bearing such ghastly names as powdered fishbone, nightshade juice, mandrake root powder, saffron, toadspittle, and toadstool powder. Guess what? We need to get all those things. You remove the jar labeled toadspittle from the laboratory shelf and carry it with you. You remove the jar labeled saffron from the laboratory shelf and carry it with you. You remove the jar of toadstool powder from the laboratory shelf and carry it with you. You remove the jar. Okay, you get it. Mandrake root. And then we get the nightshade. Oop. Nightshade juice. Oops. You remove the jar of nightshade juice from the laboratory shelf. So on. And powdered fishbone. So, got all that stuff. And now let me save the game real quick here. Now, before I get into this, we're gonna refer back to the manual. Okay. So, and I'm going to be doing a spell here called Flying Like an Eagle or Fly. Okay. And it's right here. It's page 4, IV. You have to use the Roman numerals. And you have to do this exactly. I have a much more clearly written version in front of me, so I'll be using that. Now, okay. So, let me actually get this ready here. Open page 4. With trembling hands, you turn the pages of the sorcery of old and prepare to follow its instructions precisely. You know you must work with the utmost care. Every step is critical. Each must be done in the proper way, in the proper sequence. You tremble in anticipation. Here, watch this. I don't know. Okay, there we go. If you do anything wrong, okay, this is what happens. A strange feeling comes over you. You wonder if you could have made a mistake. And then you just have like this fly head and the game ends and you're dead, right? Oh, Gwyddion, what big eyes you have. So every spell has this, like, there's a little animation for death if you screw anything up. Right? Okay. So, here we go. Okay. Okay. You carefully sprinkle the precious saffron into the vial of rose petal essence. Now, you have to type. Okay, O winged spirits, set me free. Of earthly bindings just like thee. Fortunately, it's not case sensitive. In this essence, behold the might. To grant the precious gift of flight. Okay. And if you don't type that exactly, if there's a single typo in this sentence, in this phrase, you had to start it over again, right? Okay. And then you wave the wand. You wave the magic wand over the vial of rose petal essence, successfully completing the spell. You again look at the wizard's laboratory. Beautiful. So we've done it. All right. I now have a... What that does is it gives me this... Oh God, it's the cat. The cat's going to kill me. You can... let's see it. Let me actually go. Wow. Uh-oh, that dark cat really did it to you this time. Tripping over the cat, you fall to your death. Ugh. All right. Well, anyway. Yeah, that's what happens when you mess with the cat. So we use the lever again. Trap door grown shut, disappearing into the floorboards. You move the big book back where you found it, so it again conceals the metal lever. You don't want the old widow to grow suspicious of your activities. And then, just because you don't really need to take it with you, you never really need the wand outside of doing the spells. You always want to put the wand back, because you can't... The wand must be put back in the cabinet, or else he'll notice it's going to kill you, right? You carefully replace the magic wand exactly as you found it. After closing the door, you carefully relock it. So, did I step on the cat's tail? I don't know. That cat's a real jerk. Okay. You open the front door of the house and go outside. Okay, now I'm going to save here. And then I'm going to also save right here because this is... I'm going to make another save as I go down the mountain here. So here is another annoying... This is an annoying tightrope sequence. And there's actually some some relief from it later, because I have this map in my inventory that will let me teleport around to areas where I've been. Look, you kind of have to just know. You have to walk down against that rock. Boom. And once I've been down the mountain once, it'll actually allow me to just teleport straight down there in the future. So that's nice. But, yeah, this is more annoying, like, tightrope stuff. And these early Sierra games were just notorious for these types of areas, where it's like, oh... You were one pixel off, you fall to your death. There's actually a much worse one later in this game. Whew. Okay. Now, I think I'm just going to keep that other save up there in case I really screw up and don't get home in time. So I'm going to save this game. And I should say, this is a pretty dangerous area in general. Because some bandits can come attack you and beat you up and steal all your stuff. Now, here... This is a comfortable home of the 3 bears. A well-tended flower garden grows out front. So, yeah, again, it's kind of a mishmash of fairy tale stuff. It's not quite as egregious as King's Quest 2, or as you'll see later, King's Quest 4. But yeah, there's 3 bears randomly hanging out. This is where they live. Yep. So, like any good adventure game protagonist, what you want to do is break into their house and steal all of their stuff. Oh, except... This dude's here. Scram, Girls Papa Bear. We're not interested. Alright. So let's actually restore back. I should have saved my game when I came to this screen. What's this? 3 clothed bears? Who's driving? Bear's driving. How can this be? You have Papa Bear exclaim, "What a beautiful day for a stroll through the forest." So that I guess is my cue that, oh, they're not home. I can break in and steal all their stuff with reckless abandon, because that is what an honest adventure game protagonist does. Now, of course... It's random whether you get what you need here. Go upstairs first. Look around. You're in the Bear family's cozy bedroom. You see 3 beds and a chest of drawers. Yep. A dresser sits in the corner of the room. Open dresser. Open drawer. Thank you. You open the drawer, and among the clothes you see a pretty silver thimble. Alright. Pick the thimble and carry it with you. Close the drawer because I'm not a savage. I'm only a thief. And this is, let's see, is it not going to do it? So what I'm looking for here is actually there are points where there's porridge on the table. There's like it'll randomly show up like that there will be porridge on the table, right? Because this is the Three Bears house. Oh, you're in the charming home of the Three Bears. Mama Bear certainly does keep her house nice and cozy. All right, well that's just great because isn't that what a Mama Bear does? So we got to keep coming in here until there's friggin' porridge. Ah, there it is. So, the large wooden table is clean and polished. There are 3 bowls of porridge on the table. You are surprised that bears eat porridge. You always thought they ate honey and berries. Whew. So, we want to steal their porridge. You take this bowl of porridge is just right, so you take it with you. And then the other ones, this bowl of porridge is much too cold, and this bowl of porridge is much too hot. But you have the just right porridge. And you're also supposed to look at the flowers here. You carefully peek into the pretty flowers of the flower garden. Drops of glistening dew have gathered within their soft petals. And now that I have a thimble, holding the silver thimble beneath a dew-filled flower, you gently tip the flower so its dew runs into the thimble. You move from flower to flower, repeating the process until your thimble is brimming with dew. Whew. So, so now, just save the game again. Cool. And then we look around here. You're standing atop a bluff overlooking the ocean and see a village to the north. The soft grass of the forest has been replaced by the coarse grass of the seashore. The trees here are stunted and twisted by strong ocean winds. Ah, no. I can't move the cursor. It was like hitting the arrow keys to like move the cursor. You can't do that in these games. And yeah, oh, I'm so sorry. I sound awful today. I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm gonna try not to like be too disgusting. Hold on, I gotta be more mindful of this. But I have bad allergies today. Maybe this was not a good idea today. I'll be a horrible mouth breather here while I do this, okay? So I'm not like sniffling like some horrible person. One of the trees has a light green colored plant growing upon it. On closer inspection, you see that it's mistletoe. Yeah, I apologize, guys. So, you search among the hanging mistletoe until you find a sprig that is dried. You break it off and carry it with you. So, let's see. What do I want to do next? Because there's a lot of stuff. There's actually a lot of stuff to do. So let's see. We'll go to town, actually. The first Sierra game to use a mouse and icon interface was King's Quest IV. I'm sorry. The first Sierra game to use a mouse was King's Quest IV. The first one with the point-and-click interface was King's Quest V. Whew. So let's see. What I want to do here... sorry, I'm just looking at my inventory. See, you can see all these items here that have. Whoops, sorry about that. I just clicked the wrong thing. Here, I wanted to expand that. Yeah, all these things with asterisks. The wizard will kill you if he finds you with those in your possession. Okay. So let's see. Oh, bottles of rum and wine stand top shelves behind the bar. Pretty barmaid stands there. All right. Take your word for it. Uh-oh. The two ruffians at the table see you looking at them and glare back at you menacingly. It's the bandits from the forest. Oh, no. One of the surly-looking characters yells to the barmaid, "Wench, come over here with more ale." Alright. Now, that spell that I did before was it gives you the power to turn into either a fly or an eagle by dipping a fly wings or an eagle feather into the essence I created, and that allows me to do certain stuff. Okay. So I go over here, fly around. You overhear, because you're a fly on the wall, snatches of the two bandits' conversation, squirm just like a pig. And that rope you rigged inside of that big oak tree works great. Now nobody ever find our hideout wild, but even that wizard. Go, dang it. And now, let's see. Will this just last forever? I'm just going to fly around. Bzz. So I happen to know, for a fact, where the old bandit's hideout is. In your insect form, you fit easily through the hole in the tree. You've flown through the hole at the base of the tree and are now inside the hollow trunk. You see a rope leading up into a small hole above you. This area is cramped and confining even for a fly. So, now I've seen it. I see, I know that that's there. And then I chant Fly Begone Myself Return, which is the instructions that you're given in the spellbook. The impulse to buzz around has vanished. You feel yourself growing bigger. So you head for what you hope is a safe place to land. Let's see. And I know that I will need these acorns later. You pick and poke among the fallen acorns looking for dried ones. You don't find any. These are all newly fallen. And you keep doing that until... you pick and poke among the fallen acorns looking for dried ones. You eventually find 3 dried acorns and take them with you. So let's see. You lie down on the ground and reach into the small hole. You feel around inside the hollow tree and discover a rope stretching up into the tree. You pull it, and to your amazement, a rope ladder falls from the branches above. All right. And we will save the game again. Now this part's a little dumb, because you can't tell from out here whether anybody's home. And they will randomly be inside the bandits when you get on the screen. So you have to look inside to actually see if you see movement. So it says there seems to be somebody moving around inside the treehouse, but if I go up there and I go inside, they see me and they kill me. You've entered the bandits' hideout. One of them is coming after you now. And then Heartless Hug drags you out of the door and pushes you off the porch. I'm pretty sure I'm dead. Yeah. So you have to go back and up. You can see very little of the interior right here, but there seems to be a figure sleeping in a chair. And that is the message that means it's okay to go inside. You've entered the bandit's hideout. One of them is sleeping at a small table. Oops. Take pouch. There's a leather coin purse lying on top of the wobbly table. Take purse. You very carefully lift the coin purse off the table, practically out from under the sleeping bandit's nose. All right, good. Is this... Oh, God. No, whoops. Nope. No. Okay, if I just hit it once... Oh, he just goes over to it. Okay, cool. Oi. So let's see here. I'm actually going to look at this map. The magic map's faded ink has brightened, but only in those places where you have been. And this is the convenience of the map, which is that you can just teleport around, and it's nice and convenient, and yeah. So I don't actually want to do that. I just want to see where I'm at. Let's see. Okay. Cool. Oops. Whoops. I keep wanting to hit escape to get out of here, and it won't let me do that. So, see this? Oh god, this annoying screen. The screen is stupid. I'm going to tell you why. Randomly, an eagle will fly across this screen. Randomly, when the eagle flies across the screen, he either will or won't drop a feather. And you need that feather. How you would know that the eagle is here and it drops a feather like that? I don't know. You have to just randomly wander around. Is he gonna fly by? Nobody knows. Okay, cool. I happen to know I need the mud from this riverbank. With a wooden spoon, you kneel and scoop a spoonful of wet mud from the stream's bank. You carry it with you. Before I get going here, before I do too much else, let's say, I am going to actually look at the manual again. Because what I'm trying to do right now, your first kind of task in the game is to do this, transforming another into a cat spell. And you need 1/2 cup mandrake root powder, which I have, 1 small ball of cat hair, which I have, 2 spoonfuls of fish oil, which I think I have, right, and a magic wand. Now, let's see. Come back to the game here real quick. And look at that. Do I have the fish oil? Fish bone? Fish oil. Well, whoops. Ooh. Get that back to normal size. All right. I'm not sure if the... Oh, wait. You know what? I remember fish oil. I remember where to get it. You fill your cup with ocean water. We will use our map. And go to town. Now, go in here, and there's a bunch of stuff that we have to buy. Good day to you, young man. Greets the storekeeper. What can I do for you? The shelves are filled with all sorts of useful items. There are a few items of particular interest to you. Leather pouches, salt, fish oil, and lard. So you buy the pouches. You have purchased the finest pouches in the land. The friendly storekeeper informs you the finest pouches in the land. That will be 1 gold coin. What else can I get for you? You purchase the finest lard in the land. The friendly storekeeper informs you that will be 1 gold coin. A wise purchase, sir, the balding storekeeper states. You will find no better fish oil in the land. And Spineless Storekeeper says, you will be very happy with this salt. That will be 1 gold coin. All right. And then that, that is that for the ingredients for the really major spell that I need to prepare. Now, let's see. Now, I happen to know, because this is a Roberta Williams game, and it's really random when it comes to, like, mythology and fairy tale stuff, that frickin' Medusa is here. The most hideous-looking being has made its appearance. It's Medusa. And she's going to run up here, and I'm going to use my mirror and turn her to stone. Averting your eyes, you aim the withered hand mirror at Medusa's face. A scream pierces the air as she beholds her own hideous reflection. Then nothing. You dare to look. Medusa has turned herself to stone. Okay. And now, let's see. There's a cactus, and there is a snake skin in this desert. Is it up here? I think it's this one. This one right here. Haha, I got it. Okay. Okay. Which screen is the snake skin on? I don't know. Ah, there it is. Clearly. You retrieve the dried snakeskin from the hot desert sand. It is delicate and could easily crumble. Let's see. And now I want to go... I want to go here. Because I want that eagle feather. And I'm going to cheat a little bit and turn the speed to the fastest. Something tells me I'm going to have to make another trip just for that. And you have to just kind of, like this eagle, oh my god, okay. I'm not going to bother with that right now. Now, when you use this to go back to the wizard's house, it teleports you here to the bottom of the mountain path. So, this is the annoying thing. You have to make your way up the mountain path every time. So yeah, we're almost at 30 minutes. Let's see. I've been streaming, yeah, I've been streaming these Sierra games at 1080p, because they're not intensive, and, excuse me, and it's just better for YouTube. Okay. And was this game a response to kids are beating our games too fast? I don't know. I mean, you remember some of those crazy puzzles from King's Quest 1 and 2, right? Okay, we take the wand again. Whoops. Whoops. Oh, sorry. I just hit the my inventory screen. It's F4. F3 is the button to retype, like to retype whatever it is your last line was, and F4 opens the inventory screen. Okay. So now it is time to go make the spell that turns Banana into a cat. Save the game right here. And we will open page 25. All right. Once again, I have to do this step by step without screwing up. So, excuse me. Oh. Got it. Okay. Mandrake root and cat hair. Fish oil into the bowl, and I keep the empty jar. You mix the ingredients together. The mixture turned into an oily, disagreeable dough with cat hair sticking out of it. Scrunching your nose in distaste, you grab the oily dough from the clay bowl and put it on the oaken table. Pushing the palm of your hand on the oily dough, you flatten it until it is in the shape of a cookie. After a bit, the cookie hardens. Okay. Mandrake root and hair of cat. Mix oil of fish and give up hat. A feline from the one who eats. This appetizing magic treat. Okay. You wave the magic wand over the cookie and take it from the table and carry it with you. Successfully completing the spell, you again look at the wizard's laboratory. And then the porridge conceals the crumbled cookie. It still looks as appetizing as ever. So, now we will put everything back the way we found it. Oops. You unlock the old cabinet. There we go. You guys think that that magic music is scary? It's tense. Is Hugo's House of Horrors a Sierra game? It is not. It is very Sierra-like, though, that whole trilogy. Okay. You get on your hands and knees and quickly shove all your possessions under the bed. They'll be safe for the wizard's sharp eyes there. But got the porridge. Yes. So be right back. Quick bio break. I will be back in a moment. Alright. Let's see. Much better. Wizard should be coming back any moment. He should come back and be like, feed me! Have I missed anything? I don't know if I have. Do I just have way more time than I thought? Is this timer all screwed up because he left it 7 minutes? Because I think that's when he decided he was going on his trip, right? Now, I think the only thing I need to do is get that eagle feather and do the stuff that involves that. And then make a whole bunch of spells. There are a whole bunch of spells to make. Man, I could have just made a bunch of the spells. Would have been easy. Hey. Do. Waiting for the wizard to get back so I can poison him to death. Actually, you don't kill him. You just turn him into a cat. And then he's a cat forever, and then I don't know, it's probably pretty awkward for him at that point. There he is, alright. I have returned, Gwyddion, and am ready to eat. Yes, sir. Banana is impatiently waiting for his food. His stomach rumbles as he drums his gnarled fingers on the table. You better feed him quickly or dire consequences may result. Tell you about my dogs while you wait. Well, hold on. There'll be a period of waiting. Where we can talk about dogs. You place the food on the dining table before the hungry wizard. Ravenously, he devours every bit of it. You fooled him. Mananan didn't realize the porridge was tainted and ate the whole bowl. And now he's a cat. Congratulations, Mananan will never again enslave you or the people of Ludor. At last, you are free. Mananan will never annoy anyone again. Okay, so that's sort of the first major goal of the game, which... So now the time pressure is off, right? Now, the thing that I need to do now Oh, whoops. I don't even have the map. What am I doing? I need to go and get my stuff from under the bed. Oops. Is that just the normal cat? Oh, yep. It's just the regular detestable pet of Bananas. Okay, well, you're a cool cat. Not like him. You're my favorite of the two cats. Dropping to your knees, you reach under the bed and retrieve all your possessions. So, now I no longer have to worry about him, you know, killing me. So let's see. Now I will look at the map and I will go here once again. Now I really need that eagle feather. Go poop in his chamber pot. One of the tasks he will randomly assign to you is to empty a chamber pot and clean his bedroom. So this is sort of the equivalent in King's Quest 3 of the annoying gnome puzzle in King's Quest 1 and like the bridle and the snake puzzle in King's Quest 2, which is the seagull feather. You would not know. You can see, like, I've been onto the screen several times and the eagle hasn't come by. Like, how many times, like, would I possibly be on this screen randomly? I would just be kind of lost doing this if I didn't know already that the freaking eagle was here. There's no way I would be able to actually figure it out unless I got lucky. Yeah. You know, at least in other games, like, you know, there are some games where, some CR games where if there's a thing that randomly will appear on the screen and you look at it and it's not there, it'll be like it's not here right now. So it would at least give you the hint, like, oh, that it can be here. I do have this right, don't I? Here, let me make sure that I'm not crazy. Right, it's not this screen. No, man, it's 100%. Yeah, here, I'll show you something, though. Or what we're here. So you need it to get into this cave. Right, so this cave, if you just walk up here, the spider will kill you. As you touch the sticky web, a giant spider drops down from her lair in the tree above. You attempt to escape, but her sticky web holds you fast, and she murders the hell out of you. And just eats you whole, right? So what happens is you get that eagle feather, and you can then dip it into the solution, and turn into an eagle and kill the spider. For some reason, that's how that works. Oh my god, eagle. Why? Why are you doing this to me? Oy. I'm not crazy, right? It's not over here. No, this is like the mountain fight. Are there multiple screens where it can appear? Because I swear, I'm pretty sure it's that stupid screen with the squirrels or the squirrels and the birds and all that. Like, it's this screen where the eagle will fly by, possibly drop something.
Get him. Attack.
Oh,
Attack.
are the dogs going to attack me?
No, she's just staring at me.
Oh,
Hi, baby.
my dogs are over here with April.
Hi, baby. Come on, we'll go outside some more. Want to go outside some more? It's nice outside, huh?
Oh, there we go. Look at that. Flip off eagle. There we go. Okay. Now I have the feather. Thank goodness. And now we dip the eagle feather in the essence. And we fly over here and attack that stupid spider. You swoop close to the spider web and find the huge spider guarding the entrance, taking her in your beak. You vow to get rid of her once and for all. Cool. Let's drop the spider in the ocean. Your magic spell is wearing off. Okay. Alright. So now I'm me again. So now we can go in this cave where all of the game's exposition takes place. You can miss this, right? This is actually optional. Because I don't think the item that she gives you, you don't need to finish the game. But it's points, you know, so. And it's all the game's exposition. Thanks for the follow, Kemet Man and Churro Bear. You have entered the Cave of the Oracle. You are almost afraid to speak. The Oracle remains silent for a long time. Finally, you hear a hollow voice that seems to come from far away. I've been waiting for you a long time, Gwyddion. I have sorrowful news for you. Years ago, a terrible three-headed dragon invaded Daventry and keeps the people in a state of terror. This monster requires, once a year, the sacrifice of a young maiden. Oh, getting tropey here. Sadly, your own sister, Princess Rosella, is the chosen one. The chosen one this year. Time is running out for her, your parents in Daventry. What does it mean, the chosen one? Somehow I don't think Graham and Valenice are the parents of the year here. You, Gwyddion, the hollow voice continues, are the only one who can save them. But you must hurry. I have something to give you, a small stone of amber. Use it wisely, my friend. The oracle grows silent again and seems to fall into a deep sleep. You attempt to thank the oracle, but the oracle does not respond. Right? And that's that. So, now we can go back one more time to the house so I can make all the spells. Just make every frickin' spell. See, I can get through this without saving, right? This is easy. Only idiots fall off the mountain. Oh, look at that. Boom. pro right there. Oh. So this should be, ooh, oh geez. This should be my last trip up the mountain. And after that, I should be able to get out of here. All right. Take the wizard's wand. No need to put it back. We pull the lever. Oops. There's the death cat. All right, we're going to just go around him. Hope he doesn't try to kill me. Okay, cool. Great. Whoops. This dude's an idiot. Clumsy oaf. How can you expect to do any of this spell stuff, you moron? Okay. Now I have to do spells. I have to do a bunch of spells. I did the flying like an eagle, or fly one, and I did the cat cookie spell. But now I have to do all the other spells. Whew. Here we go. Page 2. Language of creatures. All right. Ready? Put a small feather in bowl. You place a soft downy chicken feather in your clay mixing bowl. Well, okay, there's what happens with that. Darn. Did I actually... Where's the last... Oh, God, no. We'll do some other spells. There's actually something I forgot to get in town. You have to pet the dog in the shop, and then you get some dog fur. Okay. Okay, this is going to be teleportation at random. Alright. Whoops, oh god. Place the dry sprig of mistletoe in the stone mortar. You press it with the pestle. Soon you have a crushed mixture of salt and mistletoe in the mortar. You remove the pestle and lay it aside. Oops. You place the beautiful amber stone in the stone mortar. Very carefully so as not to miss a single spot. You rub the amber stone around in the mixture of ground salt and mistletoe. When you have finished, you remove the amber stone and discard the remaining powder. Alright, you kiss the stone, and then it's the following verse. With this kiss I thee impart power most dear to my heart. Oops. Take me now from this place hither. To another place far thither. You wave the magic wand over the encrusted amber stone, successfully completing the spell. You again look at the wizard's laboratory, and boom. That is done. Let's see. And here we're going to do causing a deep sleep. Putting the dried acorns into the stone mortar, you use the pestle to grind them into a rough acorn powder. Whoops. Turning the heavy stone mortar upside down, you carefully pour the acorn powder into the bowl, then return the mortar to the table. You very carefully pour a cupful of nightshade juice onto the clay bowl so as to not to spill. There's a typo. So as to not to spill a single drop. Yeah, there's too many twos. There's now an ugly brown mealy liquid mixture in the bowl. You gently stir the unappetizing liquid. Making sure there is fresh charcoal in the brazier. There's a small supply here. You light it with the flint. Soon the brazier is hot. Wait, brazier. That's not brazier. Brazier. Not brazier. Brazier's like a bra. What am I saying? Yeah. Alright. Okay. We lit that. You gingerly place the clay bowl of ugly brown liquid on the charcoal brazier. Soon the hot brazier brings the mixture to a bubble, then a boil, releasing a bitter-smelling steam. You let it boil until the nightshade juice is nearly gone, then remove it from the brazier. Okay, and then spread mixture on table. You pour the bowl's contents onto the oak table, then spread the hot, sticky mixture over the tabletop. In a few minutes, it is dried to a very crumbly, coarse, sleeping powder. Whew. Okay. Now to type. And you can see, like, I swear, like, half of the points in this game are tied up in this spell book. Like, half the game is just on this screen. Typing things from the manual. That's the one thing about this game where it's like this. Okay, this is kind of dumb. Okay, acorn powder ground so fine. Oops. Nightshade juice like bitter wine. Silently in darkness you creep. To bring a soporific sleep. Wave one. Cast magic wand over the table. Oh. And then we put the powder in the pouch. You untie the small leather pouch, scoop the powder from the table, and place it within. You now have a pouch full of sleeping powder. Great. Excuse me. Okay. Whew. This is exhausting, man. All these spells. All right. Open page. I don't even 150 69. I don't even know what page that is. All right, this is Becoming Invisible. Whoops. Ugh. Using your kitchen carving knife, you cut a gash in the small cactus. Juice begins to drip. Thank you for the follow. Zimshism. Just juice. Oops. On the spoon. Grabbing one of the measuring spoons from the oaken table, you grasp the slit cactus in your hand and squeeze it until you have a spoonful of cactus juice. The small cactus is now quite devoid of liquid, or is quite devoid of liquid now, so you toss it away. Put cactus juice in the bowl. You carefully add the spoonful of cactus juice to the bowl. Put the lard in the bowl. You scrape the lard into the mixing bowl and keep the now empty jar nearby to store your finished formula. Add 2 drops of toad spittle. You cautiously pour the 2 drops of toad spittle into the bowl. Using one of the stirrers laying on the table, you mix the lard, cactus juice, and toad spittle until it is smooth and blended. All right. Cactus plant and horny toad. I now start down a dangerous road. Combine with fire and mist to make. Be disappear without a trace. Oops. And then you wave the magic wand. And then we put the ointment, scoop the invisibility ointment out of the clay bowl, and return it to the lard jar. So we got that. Whew. What's up, Zimshism? How's it going, fellow Madarin? So we've got that. What is this page? LXXXIV, page 50. 84? Is L 50? I don't remember if C is 100 or L. I think C is 100 and L is 50, right? Isn't it something like that? Whoops. Okay. Now, brewing a storm. Carefully pour the cup of ocean water into the mixing bowl. Oops, oh god. Oh, we already lit the brazier, okay. Being cautious not to burn yourself, you gently place the bowl of ocean water on the hot charcoal brazier. You watch as the salt water slowly warms, then begins to steam. You remove it just before it boils. Adding a spoonful of mud to the hot ocean water, you slowly stir the mixture. The mud turns the water a cloudy brown. Oh, the brazier has burned all the charcoal and is now cool. I guess that's okay. That's okay. Toadstool powder. You put just a pinch of toadstool powder in the bowl of hot brown liquid. And then you blow into the hot brew. Leaning over the hot brew, you forcefully blow your longest breath of air into the bowl, whirling the brew around and around. From the earth and sea. Combine. Oh, whoops. Elements from the earth and sea. Whoops. Looks like I'm dead. There's no silver lining in this cloud, Gwyddion. Ho ho. That is what happens when you misread things. Let's do that again. At least it tells you on the very first line you mistype, right? Okay, I'm just going to run through this really fast. Ah. Ooh. Okay, let's try that. Elements from the earth and sea. Elements from the earth and sea. Combine to set the heavens free. Great God Thor, I call on you. Oh, whoops, I'm skipping a line. Oh my God, what is wrong with me today? Okay, elements from the earth and sea combine to set the heavens free. When I stir this magic brew. When I stir this magic brew, great God Thor, I call on you. Whew. Okay. Wave 1, you wave the magic wand over the bowl of hot brown liquid, and... Oops. Waiting until the liquid is cooled, you carefully pour the storm brew into an empty glass jar. Whew. Okay. Great. Alright. Now, actually... I completely forgot. How could I forget this? How could I forget to pet the dog? As you pet him, Kitty licks your hand and thumps his tail in appreciation. A small wad of dog fur collects in your hand and you tuck it into your pocket for later use. That is what I forgot to do. I forgot to pet the dog. How could I forget? How could I ever forget that? So basically, there's just one spell. That was the one thing I needed that I forgot. There's one spell I have to, I still have to do, right? Hoy. The dog might be named after Ken Williams. They do love their Ken Williams cameos and references and things in their games. Yeah. So it might, that dog might certainly be named after Ken Williams, yes. Okay. Can I actually die if I... Oh, no. If I fall down the stairs the wrong way? Guess not. Okay. Now... to do the final spell. I have my dog fur. Whew. Alright, language of creatures. Alright. Here we go. This is the last spell that I have to do. You place the soft downy chicken feather in your clay mixing bowl. You put the tuft of dog hair in the clay bowl. You put the dried snake skin in the clay bowl. You pour a spoonful of fish bone powder into the clay bowl. You pour the thimbleful of dew into the clay bowl. You knead the ingredients in the clay bowl with your hands to turn into a stiff dough-like substance. You grasp the doughy mixture in the bowl and divide it into 2 pieces. You very gently place the 2 pieces of dough in your ears and pull your hair down over them. You prepare to recite the magical incantation. Alright. Fowl and bone of fish. Mold it together in this dish. Give me wisdom to understand. Give me wisdom to understand. Creatures of air, sea, and land. Creatures of air, sea, and land. No serial comma. They did it wrong. I do not approve, but, you know, what can I do? You wave the magic wand over your dough-filled ears. And that's that. And now I have every spell available to me. Now, just to kind of go over what that means. I can understand the language of creatures, which means I can hear some animals talk later. We've already covered flying like an eagle or a fly. Teleportation at random. I have a stone I can rub that will teleport me randomly to other locations in the game. You can actually use this to skip things if you want to go that route. Causing a deep sleep. You put everybody to sleep around you with this powder. Transforming another into a cat. We already did. Brewing a storm will cause a deadly storm cloud to appear and kill stuff. And becoming invisible, just what it sounds like, turns me invisible. So those are the capabilities I have now. Right? So now I can go over here. The sailors have obviously been drinking heavily for some time and are very loud and rowdy. One of the rowdy seamen yells to the barmaid, "Wench, come over here with more rum." The sailors peer at you through bleary eyes and continue swilling their rum. One who looks like the captain pauses and drunkenly slurs, "Aye, me bucko, be you wanted passage on me ship. What you running from? Ah, it's no matter as long as you got gold. Let's me see how much you got." As you bring out the purse, the captain snatches it from your hand and says, "Aye, lad, I see you do have a wee bit of gold. It's less than me regular fare, but I'll give you passage anyways. We'll be waiting for you at the wharf, but not for long." The captain has been down their rum in one long draught, and then leave the tavern. So, and they just vanish, like, they just vanish. That's it. Okay. So now I am going to, well, I'm going to save my game right here. And I'm going to save again over here. As the gangplank is drawn in, you hear the captain shout to his men, "Take his things and put him in the old until I figures out what to do with him." You have a sneaking suspicion that you have made a big mistake. These are pirates. Nothing like a little salt air to perk up a boy's spirits. All things being equal, you might have enjoyed this ocean voyage. However, you have found your accommodations to be slightly less than satisfactory. So, this is the other annoying, weighty part of the game. Now, I believe... Let's see. 50... You know what? We're just going to save it right there at 52 minutes. And I'm going to just... Right here at the beginning of the ship... I'm going to save another one that I'm gonna keep here. Now... I believe exactly 10 minutes will pass before these guys will find land, and I need to have everything done before then in order to escape. So the game gives you way too much time. So here I am in this hold. You look warily around the dark, dank cargo hold. There seems to be nothing but stacks of wooden crates piled around. And I see this box on the floor here. Looks handy and obvious. So, well, gee, let's see. I'm carrying it. This is very different than other inventory items, so... Drop box. All right. Jump. Now, let's see. Let's see here. Now, this part is a little bit finicky. I have to go into the captain's cabin and open his chest and take my stuff because, as you can see here, for my inventory, he's taken all my stuff. But he's in his cabin, so I shouldn't go in there. And I don't know how to get off the ladder without hurting myself here. You found all your missing possessions. You take them with you. And exploring here is a little bit, it's a little bit dangerous because these guys will, they'll spot you and then they'll take you and throw you back into the prison. So you kind of have to, just, again, walk in and out of the screen until they're not there. Take shovel, and, cool. And now, at this point, I have pretty much everything I need. Okay, well... You're an idiot. Why can't you just climb the ladder? Okay, cool. So, at this point, I have pretty much everything I need. That's all I need to get out of here. But I can't just, if I go above deck and whatnot, I mean, I can kind of explore here. Right, this is the upper deck of the pirate ship. A ladder leads to the lower deck. And... looking down from this height makes you dizzy, and you almost fall. Holding tight, you look up and notice a crow's nest at the top of the mast. I don't know if I can actually... Here, let me save the game. Can I... You unsuccessfully defied the law of gravity? Okay. Uh-oh. A burly pirate doesn't notice you from inside the crow's nest. Before you can react, he yells, "You're dead meat, bucko," which is what pirates call everybody, obviously, and slashes at you with his sword. He misses, but you lose your balance. Down you tumble to your untimely death. Alright, so basically what you learn from doing any of this is that there's not really... Oh, God. There's not really much you can do here just on this ship. There's just no way off from where you're at here. This is the galley of the pirate ship. A large iron stove dominates one wall. Pots, pans, and barrels surround it. There is a long dining table at the other end of the room. And I feel like this is kind of like a red herring. Let's see if I can get a look at this guy. Because you're wandering around being like, oh, there's stuff here I can do, right? But no, there's not. Get out of here before the ship's cook cuts you up. So... So yeah, the lower deck has no railing, which means I can probably... jeez. So see, they'll just throw you back in here and take your stuff again, right? Ugh. And, yeah. So, really all you have to do is wait. You just wait until they say land ho, and that's all you can do. Oh, I guess I could just jump down. All right. So now we sit here and pretty much just wait until these rats will tell us about some treasure that I've never figured out how to like dig up, right? But I believe it at the 1 hour 2 minute mark, it'll be like land ho. Ulysses, two mice talk to each other. Once as I heard the pirates talking about bringing a cat on board. No, don't scare me like that, exclaimed the other mouse. Retorts the first. I mean it, they said. There's getting to be too many mice on this ship. We need to call a mouse council and decide what to do about this situation. So now we wait. AR Dust, I did hear about Ash from Evil Dead coming to Dead by Daylight. Yeah, that was actually leaked. They actually had the perks available for you to use in the last patch. In the play with friends mode. Or kill your friends mode. So yeah. If anybody has any topics, dog discussions they want to have, now's the time. Oi. Yep. Now we're just waiting. Waiting for the stupid ship to get to land. And once they call land ho, you jump off the ship and you can swim to land, but you can't get there until they actually say land ho. So just gotta wait for it. And you have this sleeping powder that you can use to put them to sleep, but I think you can just kind of like abuse the trick where they're randomly there or not there to kind of get where you need to go and then jump off the ship. So you don't even need the sleeping powder, but it's points. So you know the pirates buried treasure. You hear one of the mice say to the other. What about it? Asked the second mouse. Says the first, well, I just heard the captain talking about it with one of his men. He said it was buried. Now let me see if I can remember. Oh, yeah. He said it was buried near a lone palm tree. From the palm, you walk 5 paces to the east and then start digging. Too bad we can't do anything about it, muses the other mouse. Too bad we also don't understand language and treasure and digging because we're frickin' mice. Oh. What do I think of Stadia? I'll believe it when I see it. That's one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, game streaming, huh? Okay. Let me know how that works out. I mean, there are so many kind of next big things that have happened, like on live and like Ouya and stuff like that, where it's like I see this and yeah, it's got Google behind it, but we'll see. I don't know what to think about it. Seems like a weird choice. Spectral Lemming, you had a dog that looks like Pickle bite you at work the other day. Oh. Pickle never bites anybody. She's everybody's friend. Do you know where the pirates are taking us? One gray mouse asks the other. I heard them talking about a buried treasure chest. The other mouse answers. I think it's buried on a beach and they're going to dig it up. And... oh, yeah. Oh, is this a different dialogue? Oh, I remember, squeaks the first mouse. Remember when they first buried the treasure? It was on a small beach, and behind the beach was a high mountain range. I remember hearing one pirate say that nobody has ever crossed those mountains alive. What are the odds that we will be the first? Formic Brass, am I planning on playing through the Space Quest series? Why, yes, I am. Next week is Space Quest 1. It's going to be both the original and the point-and-click remake. It's actually, I think it's going to be, that'll be the first VGA point-and-click game I've had on here. So, I'm going to do both versions of it, because it's a pretty short game. But yeah, heck yes, Space Quest. Next week's where it gets fun, because then they start to branch off into other genres with other designers and stuff. So, we got Space Quest, Leisure Suit Larry, and Police Quest all coming up. That ought to be cool. What else can I tell you about this game? Did I leave anything out? Let me see. No, not really. I mean, I've told you all there is to know. I don't know why Gwyddion has this weird Cyclops visor for eyes. That seems like a strange, I don't know, sprite choice. You could have just put a couple of not red pixels there in the middle to, separate the eyes. And am I going to do the remakes of this game? No, because they're not official remakes. They're made by, they're fan remakes. So, I might get to the point way later on where I start looking at some of the fan remakes and, like the Gabriel Knight remake and Leisure Suit Larry 1 remake and stuff like that. But for now, I'm focusing on the original Sierra releases. The remakes of this game would definitely be better as in terms of this stuff. Like right here, the remakes, at least one of them, I know at least one of them is event-based. So once you have everything you need from the ship, they will immediately cry land ho, and you'll be able to proceed. You won't have to wait around. So, at the time, remember this was 1986, and you're wandering around all over God's green earth just looking for anything you can find to solve the puzzles and get where you need to be. It's going to, look, this is 1 hour and 53 seconds right now on the timer. For most people at the time, I'm sure it would have been way, way, way longer. And, just figuring that stuff out would have taken, they probably erred on the side of giving you too much time. So, but if you're rushing through it, this is, this is way, way more time than you need. I mean, you saw I I did most of the stuff I needed to do and got most of the things I needed to get. I know I forgot the dog hair, but I got everything I needed to get from the town in Manannan's first travel cycle. So yeah. Oh, I kind of wonder what it would be like. Well, I mean, I guess I can't really completely say that because I did play a lot of these games when they were new, but not this far back. You know, it was 1989 when I started with these games, and they had like hint books and hint lines and magazines and all that stuff by then. Gosh, let's see. While we're waiting for this, oh, what's this? What do you think the pirates will do with the boy they shanghaied a little gray mouse squeezed to a companion? Like, dude, I'm right here. They'll probably make him a cabin boy, answered the other mouse. What happened to the last cabin boy they had? Didn't you hear? They fed him to the sharks just for sport. That's great. That's a good one. Let me see if I can show you anything interesting while we're waiting here. What do we got? I also have here, among all my stuff, my actual, my games and everything, I have a good collection of the stuff that came in the boxes with these Sierra games. Excuse me. Hold on. I want to show you catalog here. Cool product catalog. I'm looking for it. Okay, here we go. I have every issue of like Interaction magazine and all that other stuff. All that other good stuff. There we go. So we have, here's a product catalog. This was one of the first Sierra catalogs I remember reading when I was a kid. You know, that came inside the game boxes. And this was like, at the time, 1988, like, oh, new products. These were all the new, a lot of them, the new SCI games at the time. The first wave of them, there was King's Quest IV with concept box art that never actually made it onto store shelves, but is nonetheless really cool. Space Quest 3, Police Quest 2, Lucy Larry 2, a few other games. Gold Rush, we'll get to that. The game's not as good as you remember if you played it. all the King's Quests. Where's my childhood handwritten Roberta Williams letter? I don't have that, but guess what? I have an autograph book that was signed by most of the Sierra staff at the time. I have it somewhere. I sent it to them and asked them if they would all sign it, and they did. So, yeah, you think I don't have... You're just joking, but yeah, I do have something like what you're asking about. Haha. Take that. I really don't know where that is, though. I would have to look for it. There are only a few... Well, I mean, if you consider them celebrities. But there are very few kind of celebrities whose autographs I have. And the Sierra design team at the time, they count. Yeah, so... You know what? Al Lowe, I think he wrote something, if I recall, he wrote like, you know, hey, you better stop playing my games or you'll get hair on your palms or something like that. Some joke. I'd have to look at it. Okay. We're back. We got land ho, guys. Here we go. You hear one of the pirates shout, "Land ho, Captain." Whew. All right. And now I need to pour my sleep powder, right? Right. Pour the sleeping powder on the ground. And then, that's all I have to do, right? Hold on, I have to look at the manual real fast. Is that all I do? Causing a deep sleep? Yeah. Slumber henceforth. Slumber henceforth. As your sleep spell takes effect, a silence suddenly descends over the ship. Okay, there we go. Now all these guys are asleep. And I will make my daring escape. Whoops. Excuse me. Okay, here we go. Now we'll jump off the ladder like an idiot, because I don't know any other way to do it. He always just falls. Alright. Oh, wait, whoops. I want to actually go... I want to go above deck, right? Yeah. Gwyddion. The guy with 2 left feet. Okay. And now I can just... I'm going to just save right here. And then fall overboard. Wow. Now there's a shark attack that happens here. Right? And I have to, like... Be careful with the shark, right? You have to, like dodge the shark. Haha! There we go. A prowling shark waits offshore. Is his name Jaws? Does it? Oh no, it doesn't respond to that. Here, let's go get killed by the shark and see what happens. Wow, he just pulls me under. Gosh, you barely made a mouthful for that hungry shark. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Now, I tend not to be able to do this very well. We're going to change movement speed to slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I got it. It's hard to hit the exact spot you need, but I got it first try. Cool. Boom. Skills. You have uncovered a small chest. You remove it from a hole and open it. Inside you find precious gems and ingots of gold and silver. You close the chest and take it and its contents with you. Ingots? I'll sell those in my Ultima Online house. Hell yeah. Okay. So. Now we have another stupid mountain path. Basically, the rest of the game is just navigating annoying tightrope traps. Yeah. The movement speed stuff. Some puzzles are just easier to solve when you need fine movement. The movement, like here I'll show you. Like, see that? That's fastest, but fastest on computers at the time did not go quite as fast, right? Oh, damn it. But some puzzles were just easier to do with slower movement. It was a preference thing. Clearly with a game like this, oh my god. A game like this with a timer, moving faster is preferred, right? Because the timer, your movement speed doesn't affect the timer, but moving faster is just going to let you do what you need to do that much quicker and save time. So it's to your advantage to use a faster movement speed. So yeah, here we go. Snow-capped mountains advance forever upward. A narrow path skims along the top of a precipitous ridge. As you look down, you see the steep cliffs below you. So, yeah, this entire area of the game is just an annoying trek through treacherous areas. Here, I'll show you a cool Easter egg. Ah, the water, it tastes like Sierra water. Thanks for the follows, Tommy Monkey and Difference Engine. And see, somehow you're supposed to know. Hold on, let's see if I can actually... The mountains continue to march forever upward. As you trek higher and higher, it's getting cold, and there are traces of snow. Below you stretches a beautiful valley. Should you know that you're supposed to walk into the waterfall? Ah! Melting snow creates a myriad of tiny rainbows as it burbles through the rocks, forming tiny waterfalls on its way back to the sea. Yeah, how do you know? You don't. And I happen to know... I just happen to know that I'm going to be attacked by a Yeti. What's this thing? Oh no, it's the Abominable Snowman. Well, guess what? The Abominable Snowman seems quite confused by this. He stares in amazement and heads back to his cave. Yeah. Get out of here, you dumb Yeti. So, yeah, he'll run away and leave me alone. And your magic essence is... It actually, like, you only get 3 uses of it, and then it's gone. So to use it, there's the use where you turn into an eagle and kill the spider. There's the one where you hear the guys talking about their buried treasure, the fly on the wall in the tavern, or not their buried treasure, but their treehouse hideout. And then you can use the fly ointment to fly inside the hole to see where the rope is. And if you don't do the fly stuff, like spying on the bandits and then flying into the tree, if you don't do those together, if you do those separately, you will run out of ointment before you get to this point, and then you will be forced to use the teleportation stone to teleport past this part. Because there's no way, if you get to this screen, the Yeti will always show up. You can't get away from him. So, yeah, it's pretty annoying. All right, bravely, you grasp the ice-laden rocks and attempt to scale the nearly vertical wall. Be careful, Gwyddion. Uh-oh. Oh, cool. All right. Okay. Let's see. Or do I have to use the stone here? Okay, you congratulate yourself on successfully eluding the abominable snowman. Okay, cool. Alright. It's just picking the right spot. Oh, jeez. Nope. So this is another just annoying... This whole section of the game is just... stupid tightrope puzzles. See, when you go... When you are walking down, once you get on the ground, you will continue to walk downward. Like, it won't stop, right? You have to walk, you have to be, like, you can't go off to the side and just drop onto the ground. You have to go to exactly the right spot. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Where's this take me? Okay. I'm gonna just save my game here. Hi. Then we go over here. Wind up here. Climb up here. Oh my god. Oh wait. Hold on. That was the one we... That was the first one we came. I went to the wrong one. I want to go to this one in the center. Okay. Alright, there we go. Now I'm out of the stupid ass cave. Okay. Whew. Pretty annoying. Alright. I slipped. Slipped down into this weird place. You look upward and view the mountain range, and so you so arduously cross. Well, you made it to Daventry, but what is this? It looks like a cave leading deep into the mountain. You see evidence that a door once covered this cave entrance. Huge boulders lie scattered about, apparently from tumbling down the mountain. And this, if you'll recall from King's Quest I, is the entrance to the Land of the Clouds. It's just kind of wrecked. So, now we're in sort of familiar territory. There's the well, where Graham jumped down to, get the mirror from the dragon, I believe. This gnome looks to be at least 100 years old. He's stooped with age, and his face is as withered as an old prune. Gray, wispy hair tops his head, and gnarled hands clutch the chair. As old as he looks, however, his twinkling eyes suggest a youthful mischievous as he whistles a merry tune. Why, it's Rumpelstiltskin, or as he prefers to be called, Ifnicker from King's Quest I. Isn't that crazy? You speak directly to the old gnome. He chuckles softly to himself, then replies, "It's about time you got here, lad. I mean, Prince Alexander. Welcome home. Heaven knows we need you. Daventry's been suffering for years now, since that despicable dragon came." The old gnome narrows his eyes to slits and leans forward in his chair. "That monster demanded the sacrifice of your poor sister, Princess Rosella, and I'm afraid time is running out. Your parents, the king and queen, are suffering such grief that they have locked themselves in yon castle and refuse to see anyone." So in other words, they're not doing a very good job of protecting the kingdom. You would think that perhaps King Graham could just be like, "I'm going to pick up my magic shield of being invincible and, some kind of weapon and be like, I'm going to kill you, dragon." Why does this not happen? It's like they forget they have all this power. Staring intently at you, the gnome goes on, "It's up to you, Alexander. Your country and family need you. It's written in the wind." The wise gnome relaxes and settles back in his chair. He begins whistling again. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. You're right, this is the Smurfs theme song. Dun, it certainly sounds like it. Alright, so we can go up to the castle and look at it. We'll do that later, because there's nowhere to go and you can't get inside. So, now, what do we have here next? If I can just get inside here, please. Thank you. Oh, look, more stairs. Just what I've always wanted. More frickin' stairs. My favorite Sierra puzzle. Death stairs. At least I can use diagonals and get up here easily. That's good. Okay. So we come out here in the land of the clouds. It feels strangely hot up here. All right. Looking around, you see clouds surrounding this small bit of land like a white cottony sea. Charred stumps of trees spoil the scene. And of course, you're supposed to read this as, it's hot up here. Charred stumps. The dragon's around. Right? So, la-di-da-di-da, you go walking in over here, and there's a dragon. A huge fire-breathing dragon is here, and it has seen you. Hypnotized by its baleful glare, you stand frozen in your tracks. What a way to go, ending up at the dragon's barbecue. So this is basically like a trial and error thing, where you have no idea this thing is just going to kill you immediately. It's just there, and it's like, oh, now you're dead. So that's kind of a stupid situation, right? That is a nice-looking dragon, though, with these graphics. Given how simple these graphics are, that dragon doesn't look bad. So, yeah. So you turn into Ash like a Looney Tunes character. So, the proper solution is to rub the invisibility ointment on your body, right? So you're invisible. Stir the storm brew. And so you stir the storm brew with your finger, and this is all, again, according to instructions from the manual. And here we go. Bolts of lightning strike the huge dragon. He howls in pain and falls to the ground, dead. Okay. Your magic spell is wearing off, and here I am, visible again. The dragon lies dead upon the ground. He was no match for the fury of your magical storm. And of course, you can go explore here. You can go fall off the edge and die. You know. Or you can walk over here and probably walk over there and die. You know. The girl is securely tied to the stake. Help me, untie me, Princess Rosella screams. You rapidly untie Princess Rosella from the wooden pole. She looks bewildered as to who her benefactor may be. I'm your long-lost brother, Prince Alexander, you proudly exclaim. I feel like it's like, I'm your long-lost brother, Prince Alexander, like Ralph Wiggum, you proudly exclaim. The girl looks doubtful. I'll explain it all later, you continue, realizing that now is not the time for this. Like, what is the time? Yeah, now is the time for this. This is really weird. Let's go meet the folks. You say. With mixed emotions, the girl agrees to follow you. Okay, let's see. Princess Rosella is gorgeous. Why, you'd be interested in her if she weren't your own sister. That's weird. Her hair is long, silky, and golden. Her eyes are as blue as the bluest sky. Her skin is creamy, white, and her body, well. Embarrassed, you clear your throat and avert your eyes. That's creepy. And odd, like, I don't know what the syndrome is called, but siblings who are are split up all their lives and then meet later in life, there's a weird syndrome of like, you're attracted to genes that are similar to yours, right? So this seems like it would be a problem for him. That tends not to happen normally because you just get used to your siblings and they're just annoying and dumb and family. But this is a situation where he would be like, oh, she's hot. Weirdo. Here, what if we make a move on her? You planned a brotherly kiss upon Princess Rosella's soft cheek. Yeah, right. Well, what does she have to say? Bashfully, you introduce yourself to your long-lost sister. How can I be sure you're really my brother? Princess Rosella wonders. I know. My mother always said that Alexander had a cute birthmark on his bottom. Let me see if you have it. Embarrassed, you reveal your cute birthmark. Oh, Alexander, she cries. You really are back. Mom and Dad will be so happy. You ask Rosella about your parents. Mom and Dad were heartbroken when he disappeared as a baby, she explained. Dad searched everywhere for you. Obviously, he never found you. Pausing, she looks at you questioningly. By the way, where have you been? You explain that you have been living with an evil wizard in the land of Ludor, and that you turned him into a cat by using magic. How awful for you, she exclaims. Well, I'm so glad you're back. She is properly kind of... Well, hold on, wait a minute. She's properly skeptical of this, and you do have kind of the stupidest story possible to tell her, right? So, good for her for at least being like, are you sure? You ask Princess Rosella to tell you about Daventry. She replies, oh, hard times hit Daventry right after you were kidnapped. Dad and Mom tried, but it was like they had lost their will. Clenching her fist, Rosella continues, we were down in our guard, and the terrible dragon came. We all thought it was the end. I mean, wouldn't she be going like, oh, you were obviously the favorite even though you were kidnapped, and they never paid me any attention. They never gave me the time of day. In fact, they sacrificed me to the goddamn dragon. All because of you, idiot. I was scared, your sister answers, but I did want to be brave. I was hoping my sacrifice might somehow help. She brightens a bit. Maybe it did. Because of me, you came. Now we're together again, and together we can put Daventry right. You comment upon the spoiled scenery of Daventry. Princess Rosella looks disgusted as she replies, the dragon did all that. He burnt our countryside, and we were all terrified to even come out of our houses. You don't remember, but it used to be very beautiful. You and Princess Rosella engage in idle pleasantries. You discover that your sister is not only beautiful, but very strongly willed and brave. You admire that in a woman. Oh, I'm glad she's not only beautiful. She also has, can think. Yeah. Roberta Williams, very forward-thinking when it comes to women in games. Okay, well, let's see. Okay. And then you have to make your way all the way down the friggin' stairs again. The game doesn't give you a break. Oh, it won't let me push her down the stairs. Oh, god damn it. It does this thing. She can actually, block you, and it's really annoying. Oh, so now we have to go all the way down here. Okay, cool. Oh my god. Wow. The padding in some of these screens is really annoying. Of course, you get stuck. Escort missions even back then sucked. Ugh. Why can't you be more like Ellie? Oops. Oh, yippee! You did it, Your Majesty. Oh, yippee, you did it, Your Majesty, the gnome squeals in delight. Without a closing quote on his speech that threw me off. I knew you could save us all. King Graham and Queen Valenice will be overjoyed to see you two. He claps his gnarled hands. I must run ahead to announce your arrival. The gnome spryly scampers towards the castle. Alright. That's great. The castle doors are wide open to welcome home a long-missing son and a much-loved daughter. Atop the castle, the banners proudly wave. The heavy feeling of oppression is gone. Hope has at last returned to Daventry. Well, I'm glad hope's returned, but the whole place is wrecked, and you haven't been doing a good job of kinging and queening, and I don't know. If I were angry at you, now might be the time for a revolution, King Graham. Just saying. You nervously enter the throne room with your sister, Princess Rosella. Before the twin thrones stand your parents, King Graham and Queen Valenice. King Graham still suffering from that jaundice, apparently. Graham and Valenice are overjoyed to see you. Alexander, where have you been all these years? Your mother exclaims. As your father, I am so proud of both of you. I like how there's no due diligence to look into his story. What a joyous family reunion. You're home at last. King Graham points to the mirror. That was once a magic mirror, son, he says sadly, but it has been clouded ever since the night you disappeared from your cradle. Shock upon shocks. It's shiny again the moment he brings that up. Before your astonished eyes, the magic mirror clears and shines anew with brilliant clarity. Queen Valenice cries in delight. The terrible dragon is dead. Our children are home, and the future looks bright for all of us. I think you guys have some, municipal things that you need to figure out, man, before you come to that conclusion. King Graham lovingly retrieves his adventurous hat with the red feather. With emotion, he tells you, Alexander, Rosella, this old hat and I have been through a lot together. Now it's time he had a new traveling companion. He flings it in your direction. Up and up it gently arcs. You raise your arms to catch it, and so does Rosella. Down it comes nearer and nearer. The end. Giant box, giant box. So that's the end here. Congratulations on your successful completion of King's Quest 3. We hope you have enjoyed playing as much as we enjoyed creating it for you. May the adventure continue with King's Quest 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that fan King's Quest 9, the episodic 5-episode 2015 King's Quest, the ADG interactive remakes of King's Quest 1, 2, and 3, and the infamous Adventures remake of King's Quest 3. Okay, we're going to turn the sound off for a minute, but yeah. It's interesting that, this dude, from Rosella's perspective, she's tied to a stake, being sacrificed to a dragon after it's destroyed her home. And this freaking warlock shows up and is like, trust me, I'm your brother. Let's go to the castle. And, yeah, spoiler, in King's Quest 4, about 2 seconds after this moment, King Graham drops to the ground of a catastrophic heart attack, and Princess Rosella has to go and find a magic fruit to heal him. Nobody's going to question the motives of the warlock that shows up 5 minutes before there's a possible question about the succession of the throne. And yeah, the magic mirror is a jerk. And yes, it could have told him where Alexander was, but it was fogged up. It moves at the speed of the speed of plot. So, yeah, that's King's Quest 3. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And again, yeah, King Graham at this point, I cannot conclude anything but jaundice. Everyone else is healthy skin tone. He is there's something wrong with that man, I think, because that just doesn't look healthy. Yep. So this game, as you've seen, it had its issues. The timer is kind of weird, although I can understand why it worked the way it did for the time. It's a bit inconvenient now. especially after you play through the game once or twice. But I don't know. This was, especially considering an adventure game for 1986. This was pretty ambitious. And yeah, copy protection was it was just awful. Um, it was pretty ambitious in terms of like its setting and kind of how it had some sort of time-based structure. I thought that was kind of neat. The King's Quest series of all the Sierra franchises is really the most uneven in terms of the overall quality, because King's Quest has this unfortunate burden of being sort of the guinea pig for new technology. So King's Quest 1 was the first AGI game. As you saw, it was very, very simple. King's Quest 2 was just a rushed sequel. It was basically more of the same. King's Quest 4 had to showcase all kinds of new technology, from like, their new engine to like sound cards and all this stuff. King's Quest 5 was the standard bearer for their icon system. King's Quest 7 was just radically different in terms of its storytelling techniques and art style. And when you look at the two that weren't necessarily saddled with being transition games, King's Quest 3 and 6, I really think those are the best King's Quest games. King's Quest 3 is pretty, obviously, look, it's kind of a product of its time, but I think it's interesting for what it is. It's not Sierra's best game, but it's pretty decent. Oh, the voices in 5 though. Oh boy, we'll get into those. That's some stand-up voice acting for sure. And yeah, the voices were just the random staff members. Yes, King Graham was always voiced by Josh Mandel, who was a longtime producer and game designer for Sierra. He designed Freddy Farkas. He designed Space Quest 6. He was just a producer on a bunch of different Sierra titles. His first game was actually the King's Quest 1 remake. So, but he always voiced King Graham in all the games, and even the remakes. He voiced King Graham in the remakes that AGD Interactive did. So, they're sort of official in that way. But this was long before there was like SAG-AFTRA and all the any kind of like really unionization or process for voice acting. They just kind of grabbed whoever and were like, we need somebody to voice this random character you pull over in Police Quest 3. So, or Police Quest. Oh, Police Quest 3 wouldn't have had voice acting, or Police Quest 4, I guess. But yeah, so they had all kinds of silly stuff that they did. So yeah, that was King's Quest 3 to Heir Is Human. I am out of town all week, but I will see you guys next week. I hope you will join me for Space Quest 1. We're going to be doing Space Quest 1 original 1986 AGI version and the 1991 256 color point and click remake, because they're both pretty short. It's going to be like the King's Quest 1. So, all right, that's it. Thanks for hanging out here with me, and I will I'll see everybody next time for Space Quest 1.